Welcome to this lesson. I'm teacher Agnes, and today we are going to be discussing about the area of regular shapes. Now, before we discuss how to determine the area of these shapes, I want us to have a basic understanding of what is a regular shape. So a regular shape is any shape that is very definite. For instance, if I say a rectangle, there's a mental picture that forms in your head about how a rectangle should look like. So a rectangle is one of those regular shapes that we have. So given that example, which other shape do you know that is regular? Did you get a square? What about a circle? And a triangle? And a trapezium? All those are examples of regular shapes. The opposite of regular shapes is irregular shapes. If you look at this piece of paper, it has no definite shape. When you look at it, you neither see a rectangle or a triangle, you just see a shape whose name has not been given before. So this is an irregular shape. So focusing on regular shapes, we are going to start by discussing how to determine the area of a rectangle. A rectangle has four sides, okay? Two long ones and two short ones. So the longer sides are equal, known as the length, and the two short sides are equal, known as the width. Now, how do we determine the area of our rectangle? The area of a rectangle is given by length times width. So let us assume that our rectangle has a length of 10 centimeters and a width of 5 centimeters. What will be the area of this rectangle? This will be equal to 10 centimeters times 5 centimeters. So the length is equal to 10 and the width is equal to 5 centimeters. When you multiply 10 times 5, you get 50 centimeter squared, because centimeters times centimeters is centimeter squared. Remember, we said that the units of length must be squared. Could you think of any shape that is, in a rectangular form? Any object that has a shape of a rectangle? Like the top part of your book is a rectangle. Most tables are rectangular in shape. Now, another regular shape is a triangle. Okay? A triangle. Now, a triangle can have different forms. We have different types of triangles. So this is a right angle triangle because here we have angle 90. So the bottom part is the base and the top part is the height. You can also have another triangle that is maybe an isosceles triangle. So here we have the height and here we have the base, all the way from here to here. Now, how do we determine the area of a triangle? So area of a triangle is given by a half base times height. A half base times height. Now, let's give our triangle, first triangle, values. Let the base be equal to 8 centimeters and let the height be equal to 5 centimeters. So what will be the area of this triangle? So this will be equal to a half times the base is 8 centimeters times the height, which is 5 centimeters. So we simplify this. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So we have 4 times 5, which is equal to 20 centimeters times centimeters will be equal to centimeter squared. Now, having learned this, we are going to learn about the area of other regular shapes. Now the other shape that we will discuss is a circle. Okay? A circle. Do you know how a circle looks like? This is how a circle looks like. Do you know any objects that are circular in shape? Any objects that are circular in shape, like coins? Okay? So a circle has a line that runs from the center of the circle to the circumference, and we call it a radius. Now, the area of a circle is given by pi r squared. So in this question, let's assume that our circle has a radius of 14 centimeters. What will be the area of this circle? So the area will be equal to pi, which is 22 over 7, times the radius, which is 14, times another radius, which is still 14. So simplifying this, 7 divided by 7 is 1, 14 divided by 7 is 2. So 22 times 2 is 44, 44 times 14 is 616 centimeter squared. That is how you determine the area of a circle. The other shape is a trapezium. Trapezium. How does a trapezium look like? So we have two forms of a trapezium. So one looks like that. The other one looks like that. Okay? So this is called the height. The shorter side is A, the longer side is B. Here we have the height, the shorter side is A, the longer side is B. Now, how do we calculate the area of a trapezium? So area of a trapezium is given by a half into A plus B, then you multiply by height. So let us give our second trapezium values such that A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20, and the height is also equal to 10. So what will be the area of this trapezium? So the area will be equal to a half into our A is 10 plus our B is 20 times the height, which is 10. Now area will be equal to a half times 10 plus 20 is 30 times the 10. So simplifying this, 2 divided by 2 is 1, 30 divided by 2 is 15. So 15 times 10 is equal to 150. Do not forget the units, 150 centimeter squared. Now these are the shapes that you need to recall, and you also need to recall how to determine their areas. Now what happens if a shape is irregular? What if a shape is irregular? What if it doesn't have a definite shape? How do we calculate the area? And that is what we will look at now. Now, if you have a shape that is irregular, like this piece of paper, it does not have a definite shape. So for you to determine its area, you would have to place it on a grid that has 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter boxes. Now, after placing it or tracing it on the grid, you will start by counting the complete squares. So you can see our pink shape here. So inside it, we have some squares that are complete. So we will count them first. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5. So note that down. Complete squares are 5. Then the incomplete squares. So it is assumed that if you look at these two squares, they are incomplete. But if you look at this square, and then this portion here, it can be used to fill this incomplete part of this square. Therefore, any two incomplete squares are treated as one. So let us find out how many incomplete squares we have here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 incomplete squares. So the incomplete squares are 14. Then 14 you divide by 2. So 14 divided by 2, which is 7. So this will be equal to 5 plus 7, which is equal to 12 square units. And since we had said that our units are 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter, which makes up 1 centimeter squared, then our area will be equal to 12 centimeter squared. So use square units when you are not sure of the dimensions of the boxes, okay? Now for your take home, you will take a graph paper or a mathematics exercise book, and then you will place your palm on the paper and trace its outline, okay? Trace the outline of your palm like that, and then using the squares in the graph paper or in the exercise book, you will determine the area of your palm. Determine the area of your palm. I hope you have enjoyed this lesson. Thank you and see you in the next lesson.